So we're going to reverse the order of play today and start with the AI and automation workshop. So quick reminder as to why that slot exists. It's to inspire people to use AI and automation in ways that they might not otherwise have considered, and also to share our own efforts to adopt AI and automation to help each other overcome hurdles and create value in our own businesses. So while you all have different use cases, to Francis, try and look for transferable elements that you could apply. So to that end, today's show and tell is from Francis Jones. Francis joined the cohort back in Feb as the founder of Snapgrade, which is an AI-based edtech startup. As a teacher himself, Francis spotted a huge problem that AI is well placed to solve. So he pulled together some developers, built an MVP, released it for beta testing with a variety of schools, and is currently doing a great job of bringing Snapgrade to the market or raising funds for the next stage, which is very exciting. So Francis, please tell us more about the problem that you set out to solve and how you're using AI to solve it.
Wonderful, thanks Graham. So hi everyone, my name is Francis, founder of Snapgrade.ai, ex-science teacher and ex-school leader, and currently doing my PhD in education and knowledge spillover theory. So as Graham pointed out, we are a edtech AI software, just closing our pre-seed round, and yeah, it's all been growing. And I want to talk about how, how people view like AI as being scary, but honestly, AI can be used easily to solve problems. So I was going to go through like some real world examples and talk all about it. So my experience was based on when I was a teacher and I left the profession due to excessive marking. Let's think of a standard A2, A-level piece of work that would take 30 minutes to mark. But when you have nearly 30 students per class with multiple classes, that's a lot of time taken up by admin and marking. Faceless, soul-crushing admin work. No matter how you try and spin it, no one likes to do that soul-crushing admin work in any of their jobs. And anybody that says they like doing it, they're lying. So no one likes soul-crushing admin work. No one wants to do it, but we have to. This sort of faceless grunt work is devoid of any meaningful human interactions, which is what AI should replace. AI should replace those tasks that no one wants to do. It shouldn't replace the human-centered work that actually gives meaning to our lives. So Snapgrade is our patent-pending AI that can now mark the same piece of work, which would take 30 minutes to mark, in just 9 seconds flat, with 98% accuracy. I became a teacher to teach, to help young people develop their skills and learn the joy of teaching and expanding their mind. I didn't become a teacher to mark papers endlessly, and honestly, the teaching profession just became, most of it was just marking by the end of the day, and I was like, it burnt me out so much. So this is what my ethos is with AI. AI should be used to solve problems and, most importantly, do the tasks that we humans do not want to do. Personally, as much as I do love AI, I am not a fan of using AI to make images or videos, since art is passion, and that passion is what gives us the reason to live. But I cannot think, so I know loads of people who are artists because they're passionate about art, but I can't think of any teachers within my professional or personal network that actually enjoys the tedious marking and paper pushing. The AI therefore should be used to remove this monotonous work from our lives and help us save time. So, we can actually enjoy life really. And that's my view about AI. But there is a constant issue of people creating AI to solve problems that didn't really exist. So before you make an AI solution, you should confirm that there's an actual problem that can be solved with AI. For example, if you look at a recent survey by the UK's National Education Union with 8,000 teachers, 41% of teachers have said that their workload is unmanageable most to all of the time, yet 83% of them has said a reduction in the volume of work will help them in their well-being, which shows that there's a problem, it's excessive marking, no one likes marking, let's use AI to solve it. I constantly say to people that you don't want to be part of the meme where AI is just shoehorned into everything. Like, I love AI, but I do not want AI in my car. I do not want a smart fridge. I just don't want AI being shoved into things where it really should not be needed. I don't want AI in my creative endeavors. What I want AI to do is to do the stuff in life that I just do not want to do, like the monotonous paper pushing or endless amounts of marking. So through this, we made Snapgrade, which is an AI marking software that marks handwritten and digitally typed out work. This means that students get instant feedback at a near identical quality to their teachers, and the teachers don't have to do hours of unpaid overtime. Teachers don't have to do hours of unpaid overtime each week marking work. It solves a problem I have, and it's also a universal problem across the entire teaching profession. And most importantly, it solves my own pain points. This was a pain point I had. This is a pain point that many of my peers have. Therefore, it makes me more motivated to make an AI that's actually helpful. So loads of people, especially other small, like, startups or SMEs, are really like, say, oh, AI would be great, but AI is complicated and scary. But really, when you break it down, making your own AI solution really isn't that hard. Everyone thinks that you should just make up your own AI machine learning system and your own algorithms and get your own server farm, because that's how you make like the true AI. But in all honesty, why do that as like a small business owner? It's really expensive and like really time consuming. Honestly, the easier and cheaper option is just use an existing AI model like OpenAI or Gemini. Like, think about it this way. You want to make a sandwich. We all eat sandwiches. I mean, you could go through the whole like making it myself model. You could go out and buy a cow and you could milk it to make the cheese, and then plant, harvest, and mill the grain yourself, and then go slaughter a chicken and then harvest and then slice it and then make your sandwich yourself. But it's also just much easier just to go to the Tesco Express down the road and just buy the ingredients off the shelf, or better yet, just buy a pre-made sandwich already. Like, you shouldn't let your ego make your life harder. Just get an off-the-shelf AI solution, or just use like a custom GPT prompt. Like, people think it's complicated. When you distill it down, AI really is just a giant spreadsheet. And then, LLMs these days, like OpenAI, Gemini, has just made everything so much easier. And then on that note, if you do need to do hyper-specific things like reading text or processing certain amounts of data, you could just look at what pre-existing APIs exist for certain features that you want. Like, do you want image recognition or automation? There's always like an API for that. Like, I remember joking about this before with my developer, but when we were messing around with Claude, so we have a cat and we leave out food for our cat. But what happens, there's this really fat ginger cat that constantly comes and steals our cat's food, and I don't know when I should try and shoo him off. So we made like a little like image recognition thing, and then got a code base art using Claude and connected it to a webcam, and it would identify if an orange cat was walking past my office window, so I could shout at it accordingly to get it away from our cat's food. It's surprisingly easy if you think about it. That's also just AI as well. And then finally, if you need somebody to host it, AWS is really cheap because they give nearly any founder like a significant amount of credits to start with, but it can get really expensive over time. AWS likes to go through the classic drug dealer approach. They give you a little free sample, get you hooked, and then they up the price. Like all those horror stories that your parents always told you about people that sell drugs. But the thing is, though, Microsoft Azure can be a lot cheaper in the long term. But if you are going to keep it small scale, just stick with AWS because there's a lot of documentation and a lot of support for it as well. But yeah, so thank you everyone for listening. There's a QR code for my LinkedIn, but yeah, I'll throw the floor out for questions. Thank you.